Unfortunately, most of my conversations about classical music and opera go like this. God, hey, can I sit here? Oh, yeah, go ahead. What you doing? Oh, I'm learning a new opera aria. Oh my god, I love Phantom of the Opera. Like, it's my favorite opera on the planet. Like, seriously, I love it. I hate to break it to you, but Phantom of the Opera is not an opera. It isn't? No, it's not. I thought it was an opera. Well, I feel stupid. Or like this. Going. Oh, I'm learning an opera aria. Oh my god, is it by Mozart? I love Mozart so much. Oh my god. No, it's by Gaetano Donizetti. You mean there's other classical composers other than Mozart? Oh my god, I feel so stupid. Oh my god, you're so basic. Like, seriously, why do people act like Mozart's so great? Hair, get out of this thing. Ew, 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 ew. I hate my hair being up. Ew. Okay. Whew, that feels better. Oh, my hair is free. Okay, now to take this ugly sweatshirt off. Ew. Ugh. Off. Whew. That's more like it. So, hello everyone. I hope that little demonstration actually showed you guys how frustrating it is for me to talk with most people about classical music. Oh my god, I can't handle it. So basically, what this video is going to be about is my favorite composer. I have used his music 1 or 2 times on my channel. I don't know if you guys have noticed. And, I will have to say, when I first discovered his music and stuff like that, I was blown away by how unique it was. It was absolutely beautiful, and his use of dissonance and weird notes playing off of each other, and just the awesome, beautiful, intoxicating melodies that he has. Oh my god. He's an awesome composer. So this video is intended for people who may or may not have heard of him. I'm just gonna give you a little bit of information about him, maybe encourage you to go and listen to his music, because honestly it's not enough just for me to describe it. You actually have to go out and hear it for yourself. And most of the people I ask who say they love classical music and they only list like 1 or maybe 2 composers, one of them being Mozart. Oh my god, I love Mozart. I love Mozart. He's so great. He's so great. He's the best ever. Honestly, they haven't heard enough classical music to say he's the best ever, and that's really, really, really annoying. And another thing that kind of annoys me is how many alternative artists there are out there who think they're being so, like, sophisticated and cool by using some of Mozart's music in their own music. Like, okay, I love Tarja Turunen to death, but give me a break. She could have used something better in the beginning of her album My Winter Storm to open up I Walk Alone, but she chose to use part of Mozart's Requiem! Ah! Why? And to make matters even worse, Theaters de Vampires did the same exact thing with the same exact piece of music on one of their albums. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Oh. There's so many composers out there who are so much better than Mozart. I'm sorry if you disagree with me or you don't know what I'm talking about, but it's true. Personally, I think Mozart was a hack. and annoyingly repetitive and way too flashy to really enjoy. That's just me though, feel free to disagree with me. I apologize if I hurt anyone's feelings. If you're one of those, oh my god, I love Mozart people. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. And to give you guys an example of how much of an ass he was, I found out a whole bunch of really stupid stories when I was a music major in college. For example, when he was teaching one of his music students counterpoint, the student was able to do it correctly the first time, and Mozart wrote on his paper, "You are an ass." Just one example of how much of a jerk he was. Holy hell. So, if ever you've seen Amadeus, it was directed by Milos Forman. Excellent movie. I really love watching that movie, not because it is, like, surrounding Mozart, but just because it's just classical music, you know, and it's a wonderful story. I don't love it just because of Mozart, because I don't like Mozart. I'm sorry. So, another thing is, he wrote the 6-part a cappella choir piece called I Like to Lick Assholes. Who the hell writes a song like that? What the hell? Oh my god. Ugh, just, ugh. And to give you guys another example of how Mozart was in life, yes, some will say that he was very, very talented, very influential in a lot of ways. However, he died poor, and that's totally not a disparaging remark. I'm just saying he died poor and was buried in a mass grave because he couldn't afford a funeral with an actual plot to be buried in, as poor people were back then. And none of his admirers paid for his funeral, or paid for a nicer funeral for him. What does that tell you? Kind of something to ponder a little bit? Little? Tiny bit? Maybe? Now, Donizetti, however, my favorite composer, he was very well liked in life, and it was obvious that he was incredibly talented, but he was also very humble. When asked which of his own operas was his favorite, he responded, "A father favors his crippled child, and I have many." In a way, he's saying that his operas really weren't good enough for him to really pick out as his favorite. And I think that's a really cool thing to say. When Donizetti died, he had the privilege of having his own Requiem Mass played at his own funeral, so that's pretty awesome. And also, check out the grave that he was buried in. I'll have a picture of it right here. I mean, look at that. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. If you guys couldn't really see much of it in that little picture, I'll tell you. It is a muse at the top of his grave playing the harp and looking down on him sorrowfully, if that's a word. Sorrowfully? I don't know. In a sorrowful manner. There we go. And there's a carving of his face, like as a portrait, on the grave, and then below his likeness are cherubs weeping for him. And I just think that's the most beautiful tribute that you can make to a classical composer of his caliber. Oh my god. In fact, one day, if ever I go to Italy, I will make sure and lay a bouquet of roses on his grave just to show him, hey, you rock, I love you, I haven't forgotten you. Another thing that's great about Donizetti is he writes excellent arias for mezzo-sopranos. I myself am a dramatic mezzo-soprano, and I've sung 2 of his arias or arietas in singing competitions, and the second one that I sang, L'Utradimiento, which means your betrayal, very intense opera aria, it's awesome. When I sang L'Utradimiento in my senior year of high school, I actually made it to state. I was the first person in my high school's choir program in 7 years to be selected to compete at state, and that's a really, really big deal. I have the patch to prove it. Unfortunately, I didn't win, considering that I suck at singing songs in English. Damn it. If anyone is wondering why I don't sing in English very well, go ahead and leave a comment below asking me why, and I will be happy to answer you, because it's a bit long and complicated for me to put into this video. And the people I have shown Donizetti's music to almost have a spiritual awakening, because a lot of them don't even realize that he existed and his music existed. And one of my friends actually, Celeste, she watches my videos and she's awesome. I absolutely adore her. When I showed her Donizetti's music, she said, "My whole life has been a lie!" I just couldn't help but laugh my ass off when she told me that. My first exposure to Donizetti's music myself was when I was visiting my aunt over in Ocean Park, Washington, and she had a friend of hers who was a voice teacher, and she used to be an opera singer, and she's awesome, cute little old lady, 86 years old, so adorable. And so when I first started studying with her, she was the first to determine that I was a mezzo-soprano, and that I have something going in here that she wasn't quite sure about. And she had me sing an opera aria by Donizetti. I will show you. That's not it. Oopsie. It's called Amore e Morte. I sang this in regional singing competition when I was in my junior year of high school. If you guys want to see a video of me singing that, go ahead and look up Amore e Morte, and you should find a video of me singing it. Anyway, that was my first exposure to Donizetti's music, and I was really intrigued by the melody of the song. It was just so unusual, but it was awesome. It really didn't matter what tempo you sang it at. It still was powerful and wonderful, but at the same time just awesome. Just very mournful and intense. That was about when I was 15, maybe 14, maybe 16 years old when I first got exposed to Donizetti, so that was pretty awesome. Thank you! Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing me Donizetti. I don't know how I would live without him. Yeah, but seriously, the next person I hear say, "Oh my god, Mozart is my favorite composer. I don't like anyone else except for him because I've never heard anyone else," I'm gonna call you basic. I'm sorry, but it's true. Basic. I don't mean that to sound like a hipster or anything like that. I'm just saying basic. Just so basic. So, a few things that I would encourage you to look up if you are interested in listening to Donizetti would be Lucrezia Borgia, which has the lovely, lovely, lovely Renee Fleming in the lead role. And it's incredibly amazing. If you know anything about the Borgias, they're supposed to be one of, they're largely considered as Italy's first crime family. So, That's something to consider if you want to look up some music by him. It kind of sheds a sympathetic light on the figure of Lucrezia Borgia. She was considered one of the most evil women in history, but this paints her in a sympathetic light. It's wonderful. Probably the only opera I've ever seen that has made me cry. Anyway, that's on YouTube. You can go ahead and type in Lucrezia Borgia Renee Fleming and you should find it. It's about 2 hours long. Not that bad. Another thing, too, that you can look up is Donizetti's Messa de Requiem, also known as Requiem Mass. Very, very good. If you have heard Mozart's Requiem Mass and you think that's awesome, then I really suggest that you listen to Donizetti's Requiem Mass and you'll be like, oh my god, that's hardcore! Yeah, it's pretty hardcore. There are a couple of parts that are missing because Donizetti died before he got to finish it. He was actually commissioned to write it by the family of a colleague of his. I think he was supposed to write it for Rossini, if memory serves me correctly. Again, I apologize if I got that wrong. I would also recommend listening to his string quartets. I'm sure if you typed in Donizetti string quartets, you would find plenty of things to listen to. There are also some piano works. Just type in Gaetano Donizetti into YouTube and you'll come up with a whole bunch of hits. Like, you'll find loads and loads of stuff. In fact, the music playing right now in the background is part of his string quartets. So please, I encourage you to listen to those because they are excellent listening music, but at the same time it might get your adrenaline going because it's just awesome. One thing I would like to say, and I've been saying this for a really long time, Donizetti is metal as fuck. So metal. In fact, I'm really looking forward to integrating some of his music into my musical project that I'm in the infant stages of working on. So again, it's been a really long time coming. I'm just having issues finding competent metal musicians who know how to read sheet music. You have no idea how hard that is. Oh my god. So, if you guys do give Donizetti a good listen, I would appreciate it if you would leave your thoughts below, tell me what you think. And if you don't like any of the things that I said about Mozart, I'm sorry. You can feel free to disagree with me in the comments below. Also, speaking of Donizetti and classical music, I have made some t-shirts. Not made, but I have designed some t-shirts on redbubble.com. If you use the discount code HOLIDAY20, you can get them for 20% off. So there you go. I will leave the link to the t-shirts right here for you to look up, and I'll leave it in the description below. Anyway, if you guys haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and like this video if you found it enjoyable, and leave your thoughts below. I would love to hear what you guys think. For now, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!